Exam time is here. Good evening to all of you and welcome to our discussion on acing your exams. Today we'll be providing a lot of tips and tricks on how you can get better exams. You study for less time, still you can get more marks. How to memorize with minimal effort. How do you reduce distraction and build up on concentration? Everything in detail, step by step, we'll discuss. So every day when people are coming to us for career counseling, students, parents, I can see the worry on their face. I just saw a parent and student, they just left 10 minutes back, and both the student and parent were like, oh God, board exams. I asked her, so it is your 12th class. Is there any meaning to your board exams? They said, uh, I don't know. I told her the options which you are thinking of, those options are available through CUET. So she said, yeah, but I'll select the same subjects. I said, fine, but your board aggregate marks would not have much of a meaning. When I was in 10th class, I got 72%, honestly. But in 12th class, I was a school topper. I worked my way up. Yeah. So 10th starting here, but itna kuch farak nahi padta. So my decision to all the students is give it your best, forget the rest. So just play well and leave the results. It would not really matter. Of course, a lot of people want to get good marks and all that. So everyone is happy. Like when I became the school topper, I got a I became very confident and I realized, hey, I can do things in life. And before that, I was shy, so became more open with people and so on. But honestly speaking, it depends on how you develop as a person, on what passions you have, how do you develop your career, what kind of institutions you go to, what kind of exposure in India or outside India you get, blah blah blah. Yeah. So coming back, good evening, Bharat. So coming back, we will discuss a couple of things which are important. I'll quickly highlight a few things. I'll use a mix of both Hindi and English. I hope you understand Hindi also. Okay. सो एक टिपिकल स्टूडेंट, एग्जाम टाइम अभी आ गया है. आप लोग रोज सोचते हो आज से तो करेंगे, आज से आई डू इट, मतलब आज एकदम से मैं उठ के करने वाला हूँ. सो सो मॉर्निंग यू गेट अप, unless there is a lot of this thing, you'll get up, मतलब lot of pressure at home, you'll get up at some time. Some people in fact get up and they decide थोड़ा जल्दी उठ गए आज तो फिर से सो जाते हैं. आई एम श्योर you guys know that सवेरे उठ के एक बारी जब हम फिर से सोते हैं, वैसी नींद अमेजिंग, मतलब वैसी नींद दुनिया दुनिया में कोई भी चीज़ नहीं है जो उसका इक्वलेंट हो. मतलब दैट इज़ एन अमेजिंग अमेजिंग स्लीप विच यू गेट. आई यूज्ड टू डू इट अ लॉट व्हेन आई वाज अ स्टूडेंट. And then you get up and you loll around your house. Maybe you are, if you have to go somewhere, you go out also for a little bit, but you loll around the house, you have your breakfast, ablutions and all after that breakfast, and then you think, chalo, aaj padhai karte hain, and I'll sit down. You sit down for studies, maybe you study for some time, and then a friend's call comes, or you get distracted. Yeah, yeah, Niharika is saying, true, I do that every day, waking up early and sleeping again. निहारिका वो सेकंड वाली स्लीप होती है ना, मतलब वो एक तरह से व्हाट शुड आई से गॉड का वरदान, या बहुत ही अमेजिंग, मतलब प्लैटिनम होती है वो, गोल्ड नहीं प्लैटिनम, दैट्स अमेजिंग, आउट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. सो कमिंग बैक, फिर हम डिस्ट्रैक्ट हो गए तो 2-3 घंटे वेस्ट हो गए, पता ही नहीं चला. एंड देन लंच टाइम हैपन्स, सो लंच करने लग गए. अच्छा, द अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम, दिस इज आई कॉल इट एज जितिन चावला's theorem आफ्टर माय नेम. The amount of time you spend on having lunch is directly proportional to the attractiveness of the program in front of you. So if you are seeing something on your laptop or your TV, तो अगर एक मूवी देख रहे हैं तो लंच हम 2 घंटे करेंगे. अगर, मतलब आई एम एग्जैजरेटिंग, बट अगर हम छोटा सा कुछ देख रहे हैं तो हम आधे घंटे में कर लेंगे. सो डिपेंडिंग ऑन कि हम क्या कर रहे हैं उस समय, हमारा लंच उतना लंबा और चौड़ा हो जाता है. फिर शाम का टाइम हो गया, देन वी डिसाइड, चलो आई विल गो टू द मार्केट. ओ मान्या, यू गॉट स्कोल्डिंग, दैट्स सो सैड. एनी, सो फिर हम डिसाइड करते हैं चलो मार्केट में हो आते हैं. चलो कुछ, या अच्छा हाँ, एवरी इवनिंग अ स्टूडेंट हु इज गिविंग एग्जाम्स needs something. So what do you need? You need some stationary item. पेन खत्म हो गया, पेंसिल खत्म हो गया, रबर खत्म हो गया, कुछ कंपास मतलब कुछ हमें चाहिए. We just go to the market, waste a lot of time, come back. There's one more thing called as coaching. You know coaching? So tuitions. So going to tuitions time 40 minutes, studying time 20 minutes, coming back time 1 hour 50 minutes or more. Why? What are you doing? You're having group discussions on road with people from other schools. You're talking about educational reforms, how CBSE should do away with exams and so on. Okay, just for jest, but honestly speaking, we spend a lot of time here and there. And then शाम के टाइम में कई बार कॉन्सेंट्रेट करके हम बैठ जाते हैं कि यार अब तो कर लेते हैं, तो एक आध घंटा कर लिया. देन देयर अ कॉल फॉर डिनर. डिनर करने के बाद हम थोड़ा बहुत इधर उधर टाइम स्पेंड करके और फिर से बैठे. वी सिट डाउन अगेन. And matlab, girls are very organized people. I've seen with all my girlfriends, I mean friends who are girls, don't take me otherwise guys. So मतलब गर्ल्स बहुत ऑर्गेनाइज होती हैं, अपने पूरा टेबल क्लीन एंड मेरी तो एक फ्रेंड थी, वो तो टेबल क्लॉथ एंड शी विल पुट नाइस वाटर लाइक दिस, ऐसे साइड में वाटर रखा रहता था उसके. और वाटर बॉटल अगर वो ख़त्म हो गया ग्लास में, उसके बाद सब कुछ नीट, मतलब बुक्स नाइस एंड सो ऑन. बॉयज़ की टेबल सबसे पहले तो टेबल ही नहीं होती बॉयज़ के घर में, कई बार पता नहीं, मतलब जनरली ऐसा होता है. एंड दे माइट हैव, अगर वाटर होता भी है तो एक ऐसी टेढ़ी मेढ़ी बॉटल जिससे कई बार फुटबॉल या कैच कैच खेला गया होता है, ऐसा कुछ होता है. खैर एनीवे, हम स्टार्ट होते हैं, वी स्टार्ट नाइट नाइट में 10 बजे हमने स्टार्ट किया पढ़ना. तो मेरा एक और थ्योरम है, जेसी थ्योरम टू, इट इज़ एप्लीकेबल टू अस. उस थ्योरम में क्या होता है? Books are the most effective sleeping pill known to student mankind. I hope you understand that. मतलब बुक्स खोल के जैसे हम पढ़ने लगते हैं 5, 10 या 15 मिनट के बाद, या so you feel so sleepy, you feel like sleeping. And then, yeah, good evening everybody. I think people, Sanskriti is talking about concentration, Ansh is backing her up, Obama Lisa, I hope this is a real name. She's saying true. Good evening, Dr. Zenubia Siddiqui. Good evening to you. हाँ, ये भी होता है खुशी, मैं ये भी बताता हूँ. गुड दैट यू रिमाइंडेड दिस. Sonika Singh, I'm one of those girls who can study but hate origination. How can I meet you? I'll tell you how to meet. रुक जाओ अभी, पहले देख सुन तो लो थोड़ा. ओके, फिर क्या होता है, मतलब ये सच में ऐसा चलता रहता है, मतलब मेरे साथ तो बहुत होता था. तो फिर हम ऐसे नींद सी आने लगती है, तो हम सोचते हैं यार देखो अभी तो कंसंट्रेशन हो नहीं रहा. और सबसे बड़ा डिस्ट्रैक्शन, तुम सारे लोग लाइफ में, यू टेक अ ड्रग, यू नो विच ड्रग, यू आर ऑल एडिक्ट्स ऑफ दिस थिंग. व्हाट इज दिस? What is this? Can you write on the screen or can you write on this chat? What is this? So you are all addicts. You keep on spending time here. Coffee. Harpita Joshi likes coffee, but okay, some people are coffee addicts. Phone, yes. You hear one ping, mind gone. And you're all waiting. उसका फोन तो नहीं आया. उसका मतलब किसका? अरे ब्रदर का, सिस्टर का. Like my brother is outside India, so I wait for his phone. He calls me up almost every second day. Yeah. So उसका तो नहीं आया is something which comes to your mind. Then you decide like good people, चलो यार अभी पढ़ाई नहीं कर रहे, आज जल्दी सो जाते हैं, कल मॉर्निंग सवेरे जल्दी उठ के पढ़ लेंगे. Then you set up an alarm also. You set up an alarm. You decide I'll sleep now. I'll get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Then I'll start studying. Surprisingly, 5 o'clock morning also the mobile rings, and your hand becomes like a hand of a superman or a superwoman, and you catch the mobile and you feel like throwing it away, and you just shut the alarm. You might put in a snooze after some time, and that's how it is. That's how things happen. Yeah. So all this is happening and still we are not able to study. We are not able to put in, मतलब अगर तुम्हारा potential 100 है, most of you would be doing, even if you're sincere, you'll be doing 80, 85. But large number of people are doing 70, 65. That is why today whatever tips we'll give you, if you imbibe even 50% of them, your performance will definitely go up. You'll add, अगर higher level पे हो तो 7-8% marks, like you are at 90% already, or if you are at 80%, you can do easily 90. Studies are simple. We have to approach them in a different way. That's how it is. Yeah. Yeah, Zenobia ma'am, I'll just take up your question in some time. हाँ. रूपांश सिंह बोर्ड से पहले टीचर्स छोड़कर चली गई हैं. सो सॉरी. रूपांश, अगर तुम्हें करने का मन है, सब कुछ ऑनलाइन अवेलेबल है, तो कर सकते हो. खान अकेडमी, खान अकेडमी में अमेजिंग कंटेंट है यार, उसे यूज करो. या ओके. So let's try and understand. I'll show you a small presentation. We'll first talk about how do you kind of look at a mental setup so that you do well. Second, we'll talk about memorizing, time management. I'll be joined by my colleague Dr. Angna, who's a PhD in psychology, and she has done amazing research at DIPR, Defense Institute of Psychological Research. Dr. Angna, welcome to the show. We have got a lot
Thank
of
you.
expert students and a good number. I think we're just going to reach 100 students. So they're waiting for you. So I'll first quickly show 3 4 slides, and then Dr. Angna will start. She'll give you very good psychological inputs on how you can build up yourself. So let's quickly start, people. This is our center. We are the topmost career counseling firm. We of course work with schools in India and abroad. We're also doing profile building, study abroad. If some of you at any stage you are looking at study abroad options, also we'll give you the best consultancy and best guidance. I have sent people to not only US, UK, Canada, Australia, but Netherlands, Finland also. If you're looking at India, then also we'll give you the best guidance. I started this long time back to help out students so that they can get good career choices, the perfect career choices for themselves. And having been here for a number of years, now I have a team of almost 30 people who help students. Next, please. I'll just take questions after some time. सो वी ऑल वांट टू डू वेल इन एग्जाम्स. हाँ, अगर किसी को बिल्कुल चिंता नहीं है, तो दैट पर्सन शुड स्टार्ट राइटिंग गोल्स एंड चिंता करना स्टार्ट कर दो. या या आई टेक क्वेश्चंस लेटर ऑन, अखिलेश. नेक्स्ट. Let's understand different ways so that we can crack exams better. Next. So it's not difficult to score good marks. First of all, you should always play between you and like your past and you now, and you have to keep on defeating your past. मतलब लास्ट एग्जाम में तुम्हारे सपोज 100 में से 80 आए थे, सो दिस टाइम ट्राई फॉर 87, 88. नेक्स्ट टाइम ट्राई फॉर मोर. या सो व्हेन यू आर डूइंग योर मॉक पेपर्स, keep defeating your previous percentage. Okay, don't compare yourself with others. मे बी तुम मैथ्स में कभी भी उतने अच्छे नहीं बनोगे जितना नीरज है, मतलब ऐसे ही. या तुम इंग्लिश में उतने अच्छे नहीं बनोगे जितना सुजन है, एंड सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ. तो यू आर डिफरेंट, बट यू शुड डू बेटर देन योर लास्ट टाइम. नेक्स्ट. हाँ, लास्ट टाइम 40 आए तो अलग बात है. देन यू शुड जस्ट किक अप योरसेल्फ इन द एस एंड स्टार्ट रियली सीरियसली. नेक्स्ट. ऑल ऑफ अस हैव स्ट्रॉन्ग एंड वीक पॉइंट्स. सो लाइक मेरे लिए क्या था, व्हेन 11th 12th क्लास आई हैड मैथ्स, आई हैड PCMB. सो इन माय मैथ्स प्रोबेबिलिटी वाज वेरी डिफिकल्ट. So I worked out a way to defeat probability. Yeah, but it was my weakest point. So don't try to escape from your weak subjects. अगर मैथ्स अच्छा नहीं लगता और तुमने ले लिया क्योंकि पापा ने बोला था, टीचर ने बोला था, शर्मा अंकल के बेटे ने लिया, या गुप्ता जी की बेटी ने लिया, whatever, लेकिन अब तुमने ले लिया तो you have to do it daily. So weak subject, give more time. Normally we give the least time to a weak subject. Will not help. Yeah. Filthy writing, I mean untidy paper, so make it organized. It is easier, make it easier for the examiner to give you better marks. Okay, so I'm not saying you should do a cursive handwriting course, but अभी at least work तो करना ही चाहिए, and at least clear होना चाहिए. Okay, next. Sharmeen, good evening. Let's understand a few subject based things. Of course we are taking few, not all, but we'll give you more general guidelines, but few subjects I felt are important. Next. Also, any subject you take, like if you're a CBSE student, it's important to stick to NCRT books. Yeah, we'll be giving you some websites from where you can check, sample papers, last few years. Some sites even predict. Yeah, we'll just share that with you. So Angna ma'am has been researching for quite some time, and she'll be sharing after some time. Next. So, okay, this is what I did for myself. In all my exam, I used to know that out of this 100, This 10% or 5% I will never do. Why? It was tough for me. I didn't like it. Like I shared with you, in my 12th class, I didn't like probability. So I said I will just do basics of probability and not get into detail, because the probability of me getting my probability question right was a probability. I've used language and maths in this expression. So basically, you'll have to understand also that this, maybe this 7 8% I will never do. I don't want to do it. Even if you have done 90% of a syllabus, you can still attempt 100% because you have choices in exam. Yeah. So also quality preparation. Study very well for 1 hour with concentration and throw your mobile away. Shut down your mobile, keep it inside something. Yeah. I'm not saying you have to give it to somebody, but it should not be in front of you, not within your arm's reach. कहीं अंदर डाल दो, बंद कर दो चाबी में, जिससे खोलने में भी टाइम लगे. या सो 1 hour अपना इतना अच्छा बना लो कि it should be equivalent to other people's 3 hours. I somehow was lucky to have studied with people who are best of the best. So I had a senior of mine who always used to come third, fourth in the class, never first or second, but used to study only for 1 hour at FMS, Faculty of Management Study. I was there, I would study for 3 hours. I'm a school topper. Somebody else would study for 4 hours, but this guy would study for 1 hour, but still he would come up. Why? His level of concentration would be amazing. So that is why quality preparation over quantity. Yeah. Malti Sharma didn't understand the question. You can express more for me to understand. Analyze last year question papers. Very, very important. We'll show you how to analyze today. And understand their formats. Check 5 years trend. You'll find some type of questions always come. If you are smart, which I'm sure all of you are, you'll be able to find these trends, understand these trends. Good teachers also will be telling you this. Yeah. तो वो तो अच्छी तरह कर लो, यू नो कि हाँ ये हो गया, चलो मेरा 60% तो हो गया, बाकी अब फाइट करते हैं, जितना आएगा अच्छा रहेगा. नेक्स्ट. So that is how we can approach. A lot of people have an anxiety for maths. First of all, calm yourself down. Whenever you start, not only for maths, for anything, whenever you start, don't start immediately. Spend 1 minute, just 1 minute. Sit on table and chair, not on a sofa, not on the bed. On the bed, you'll start like this, and then you're relaxed, and then you'll just go horizontal and just sleep. So preferably table and chair. अब तो ठंड भी खत्म हो गया है. So sit on a table and chair. Uh, half 1 minute, okay, or half a minute. Eyes closed. Deep breath in, breathe out. Deep breath in, breathe out. Calm down yourself, and then start studying. When you're calming down, also repeat in your mind, next 45 minutes, I'll not get up from here. In psychology, we call this as auto suggestion. खुद को suggest करना. Normally क्या होता है? We start studying, 5 मिनट बाद पानी प्यास लग रही है, भूख लग रही है, अभी खाना खाया होगा, भूख लग रही है. So we move. That's why we are not able to concentrate. So the way to resolve this is, when you start, tell your mind, I'm not going to move. And so with some time, you will actually overcome that. Okay. Understand the syllabus. Okay. Solve problems yourself. Yeah. खाली प्रॉब्लम्स देखनी है, सॉल्व करनी है. ओके. खाली याद करने की कोशिश नहीं करनी, स्पेशली फॉर मैथ्स. वेटेज देख लो, जो सेक्शन में ज़्यादा वेटेज है उसको हम करेंगे. वीक सेक्शन देखो. या स्टेप बाय स्टेप आंसर करना है. अगर एक चीज़ हमें नहीं समझ में आती, विल नॉट वेस्ट टाइम. अगर एक क्वेश्चन पर हमें 2 मिनट लगाना चाहिए, यू आर गोइंग टू स्पेंड 7 8 minutes. Rather than that, you'll do 3 other questions. So you can leave that. Okay. Next. History. History used to be a big mystery for me. मेरे को तो होता था, अरे यार अकबर कब बॉर्न हुआ, कब मतलब सब क्या फ़र्क पड़ता है, पता नहीं क्यों बोलते हैं. तो उसके लिए आई यूज टू क्रिएट फ्लैश कार्ड्स. फ्लैश कार्ड्स क्या होता है? अप्रॉक्सीमेटली दिस साइज, मतलब ये छोटा वाला मोबाइल है मेरा, तो अप्रॉक्सीमेटली दिस साइज, इस साइज के फ्लैश कार्ड हो गया, 3 times द साइज ऑफ विजिटिंग कार्ड. ऐसे पेपर को कट कर लो. अच्छा चलो मेरे को पढ़ा ही हुआ है. या अप्रॉक्सीमेटली इस साइज का प्लेन पेपर, नॉट रूल्ड. Make about 8 to 10. Write down things which are difficult for you to memorize. Put it at a place you can see it while going and coming. It can be on the side of the wall, on your door, on your almirah. कहीं पर भी रख दो. So flashcards can be used to remember key terms, people, dates. When you read out aloud, you're able to remember better, though it depends on you. You can use mnemonics. So जैसे 5 things remember करना है तो light, LIGHT, table, TAB. T for this, A for this. Like this, you can create your own mnemonics. Yeah. So don't beat around the bush. Major points याद रखो, बाकी चीज हम कर लेंगे. There's a method called as Cornell's method, where if you take a A4 size sheet, on the left hand side you'll give like 2 inch space you leave, and then you're writing in paragraphs. Each paragraph has a central idea. Remember that central idea. You don't need to memorize the entire thing. Yeah. So this is one. Next. So these are some. I have also covered a little bit of memorizing, so ma'am will cover it much more in detail. So now with English, I'll invite Dr. Angna Bhattacharya. She's going to talk to you in detail about English, as well as she'll talk about time management, concentration, memorizing. So in case you have any career thing, you can get in touch with our team. We can have complete career counseling sessions. If you are looking at study abroad, we should start immediately. I've got students who come to us from ninth class, parents who talk to us in eighth class onwards. I'll be back and take a few questions after some time. Angna ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone. So, initially, I will be addressing some of the tips to ace better in the board exams or any other exams for that matter. And after that, we will proceed to the time management and how to handle exam anxiety and those things. So, although most of the students address that, history from SST and maths, that is something which, they face issues in scoring and they have fear in answering, but I'll just also quickly talk about English because English is one subject that is always considered in one of the best of five. So you should, although you feel that English is easy and we don't need to give so much time to it, that is actually not a very good approach. So since it has three parts like literature, comprehension, and writing, you should prepare well for this so that it is like really scoring for you. So literature part you should prepare for sure from beforehand and focus on the supplementary reader also. Make sure that you know the formats well because CBSE also marks you for the format, like whatever you're writing, जो भी लिख रहे हो उसके अंदर letter में, article में, summary में, if you write the format properly, if you're aware of the format, you get marks for that also. Read the comprehension passage during the reading time, जो reading time देते हैं before the exam starts, so don't keep it for later on, you will miss your time, so read it first. Also, you should ensure time management in this because English में लिखना पड़ता है answers. Make brief pointers for letter writing and all, so that once you start writing, what happens? You forget. You sometimes don't know. You don't remember the link. So if you just make some pointers before starting these kind of questions, it's always easier to have a track. Next. So this is the this is how the Central Board of Secretary Education, the website looks like CBSE. I'm sure all of you have gone through. But what happens at the end moment before the exam? Sometimes you have a lot of confusion that do we have this in our syllabus this time, how is the format of the paper, this and that, and you then start texting your friends, right? You WhatsApp them and you spend a lot of time in that confusion rather than just straight go to the website and find out that what your doubt is. Everything is given in the website very clearly. Next. So you can go to the sample question paper and you can also see how the format is going to be. The last year's papers are given, sample question papers are given, and also the marking scheme is given. So next, please. So this is a kind of sample paper. This is for class 12 psychology, but it is going to be similarly given for all the subjects for 10th and 12th board exams. And you can see how the marking schemes are and which questions have option questions or questions. The marking schemes are also given, like what you write and how much you get for each of those that type of answers. If you don't write something, how much marks is cut for it. तो सब कुछ दिया हुआ है in the website. So be thorough with that. Just give 1 hour before exams. Like now you have 10 days or something before both. So you can just give 1 hour and check all the formats and questions for all the subjects that you are appearing for. Next. Next, this is the continuation of the paper. Yeah, so there's also question bank. I don't know how many of you are aware of it. So if you want to practice questions, you can go to this question bank section from the website and a lot of sample questions are given along with the answers. So that will be very helpful if you want to give a mock test kind of thing. Next. So when in doubt regarding syllabus, like I just mentioned, go to this part of the website and straight away get your confusion cleared. Because last year there were some portions which were not there. This year it has been added. So there can be sometimes confusion. So just clear it from the website for each subject. Next. You can also refer to these websites for quick understanding. So Khan Academy is something that you can go to and check, easy methods of understanding subjects. Next. So this is another app which also students find very helpful. It's a complete guide for CBSE students. So it's again a very useful and easy method. You just install this app and you type your doubt and go to these sections, whichever things you have some doubt in your mind, so questions related, answers related, marks related, format related. So you will get a very clear understanding from this app. Next. Also you can go to our subscribe you can subscribe our channel, and there are a lot of useful and informative videos that Jitin sir has uploaded. And just for a motivation purpose also, you can just go and check these, how you can do good in your board exams. So you can watch these videos after this session. Next. Yeah. So coming to time management, you can only manage your time. Okay. So however said and done, whatever your parents are after your life, and how much ever you have tuition teachers and you manage with clocks and everything. So you have to be very confident that you have 24 hours in a day and how you are going to manage it. Whether you would go to that golden level of sleep, एक बार उठ के फिर से सोना, or you want to not do that for the coming couple of days. Okay. Next. Yeah. So what happens? You have to have certain points in your mind how you're going to do it. It's not very easy, but you can do it. So say no to some of the things. Sometimes in our house also, जैसे मम्मी ने कुछ बोल दिया, प्लीज ये लाके दो, प्रेस वालों को कपड़े दे दो. So sometimes these kind of things happen. You have to take a call that sometimes you have to say no. Okay. So I'm not saying always say no. You also can have a break and do something, but sometimes you have to be little assertive on certain things. Also plan your day very well, organize things, plan accordingly how you're going to spend the day, how it is going to your break, your vacation, everything. So that is the main thing of time management planning. Next. Okay, so try to understand this. This is very scientific understanding that how you are going to do any kind of work, whether you're going to do it, you're going to not do it, you're going to address it or not. So try to see whether it is urgent and important. If it is really urgent and important, some emergency, of course you're going to attend to it. Then you have to understand if it is not important but urgent. So there you have to take a call. It can be important but not urgent. For example, exercising. You can just do a 15 minutes warm up or yoga or something in the morning, but maybe you can avoid a 2 hours gym or like a very time taking method of staying fit, because you don't have so many days now left for the exams. So in this format, you can understand कि क्या अभी कर सकते हो, what all you can afford doing and what all you do not have time for doing. So, of course, the ones which are not important and not urgent, you're not going to do it at all. So, that is your own call. Next. So, use a calendar. It's like the most easiest and verified method for doing any kind of work. So, I'm sure you guys have made a timetable. Whatever days are left, all the days which are in between the exams, also make a proper timetable of the whole month, and then you should proceed like how many days you're keeping for the revision work, how many days for if there's any part of the syllabus left, when are you going to do the test preparation, you're going to take a mock test. So just write down everything, and so that you have a clear idea, and it's not that you're just thinking of doing a lot of things but there isn't so much time. Next. Yeah, so it's the monthly calendar example how you can do it. Next. Okay, so this sir was also talking about you have to limit your distractions. I know it is really, really difficult, but phone is something that you have to understand how much time to use it. Because if you just keep it away or like give it to your mom and say, don't give it to me the whole 5 days or 10 days, it is not going to work. So दिमाग वहीं पे रहेगा. So, like what all messages are coming and what all I'm missing. Instagram पे क्या क्या मैंने नहीं देखा, कियारा और सिद्धार्थ का शादी हो गया, मैंने photos नहीं देखा. So many things, you will miss out. So just limit a time, before going to bed or maybe in the afternoon while having lunch or sometime, just fix your time that this is the time I'm going to scroll on my Instagram and whatever you want to do. So email, I don't think so much it is of a disturbance, but television and iPod and whatever distracts you, basically your time robber, that you have to identify and just keep it aside for the coming few days. Next. So how you're going to memorize? So memorizing is something that a lot of students face difficulty with. कि मुझे याद नहीं रहता है, especially with SST and all, like these are long questions and pointers बना के भी it's difficult. So there are few methods how you can memorize better, because some things तो रटना ही पड़ता है, you have no option, right? So how to make that easier? So organize the information. It is called the chunking method. So just put all the descriptive things. I spend almost a whole day solve it because really frustrating sometimes. I'll get back to your personal messages. So let me just go through this. So you organize the information like you make chunks. So if you have to remember a certain date, for example, it is 1857, right? It's a very important date in history. So how you can remember 18? You can just maybe imagine not your age, but your elder sibling's age, and 57 is my uncle's age. So just remember things like this, associate things, make associations. This is also another method. Chunking is one method. So you will remember, अच्छा उसका क्या date था? My brother's age and my uncle's age. Put together, it's the age, it's the year of this event. So whichever you're not remembering, you're facing a problem in memorizing, make some associations, make some funny associations, make something which is really close to your heart, maybe your birthday or something, your house address. So in this way, you can remember the dates. So next. Next, please. So visual cues are also very important. So what happens? Our brain remembers something which we see in images. So that's why movies and all we remember more than what we have read in books. So anything that you are having a difficulty in remembering, try to draw it or try to find out an image of that. So if you see some image, you remember it better. Draw a diagram. Create mnemonics. This is also something we discussed earlier, like vibgyor, like table, like ocean. If you're a psychology student, you must be knowing like 5 big personality traits, how you remember OCEAN. So this is how you can make your own mnemonics for all the different things that is difficult for you to remember. Next. ऑल्सो राइट इट डाउन. समटाइम्स व्हाट हैपेंस, ऐसा लगता है कि बहुत टाइम वेस्ट होता है लिखने में, मैं जल्दी जल्दी से पढ़ लेता हूँ, बट इट डजंट हैपन लाइक दैट. आई एम नॉट सेइंग यू हैव टू राइट लाइक अ लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन, बट whatever you read, just write the pointers after you're reading it. Like after you're learning it, just write small pointers. And next day morning, when you start some other subject also, whatever you studied the previous day, उसका जो pointers लिखा था, just read that. Okay, just go through that. So Geeta Kaushik says, I'm not able to get up early in the morning, which is absolutely fine. So everybody, and especially parents, they have a feeling that subah ut ke padhna is the best thing to do. You remember more if you study in the morning. So that is a myth. So everybody's body works in a different way, right? So you have to find out the most productive time of your day. Some students, what happens, they feel that afternoon mein they can learn more, or if you're a night owl, so at night you can do maths better or you can learn something better. So you have to figure out that wo kaun sa time hai din mein where you're most productive for learning things. So it's not necessary. Yeah, Anshita says at night. So it's not necessary that you have to get up early in the morning, especially I think nowadays you will have holidays for your exams. So even if you're studying like very late at night and you're waking up little late in the morning, should be okay, but provided you're actually studying at night and not doing anything else. Next, also say it loud. So whenever you're studying something, just say it loud. So if you read loudly, or you talk to yourself loudly, it you listen to it, also you hear it, and the brain captivates it more. So also reading aloud is a way of doing. So like I was saying, identify your most productive time. So Gitika, I think you have to talk about this at home, that not being able to get up in the morning is fine, provided you're doing enough work at night. Okay. Next. Okay, I think the slide. So, multitasking or monotasking. So, what happens? We feel that sometimes doing multitasking saves a lot of time, and that's the best way to do a lot of things. But ऐसा नहीं है. Again, it depends. If you're able to do multitasking, like doing a lot of like 2 3 activities simultaneously, you should do that. But if you feel that you are a monotasking person, you do things better जब एक के बाद एक करते हो. एक कर लिया हिस्ट्री, पूरा मॉर्निंग फिनिश हो गया, फिर आप कुछ और सब्जेक्ट करते हो आफ्टर लंच. So do that. Some people become very easily distracted, or they just feel frustrated कि whole morning I'm just doing one subject. So for them it's like 1 hour, yeah, 2 hours you can do one subject and then change and then do another subject. So you have to understand what is your level of comfort in doing multitasking. So you can make your timetable accordingly. Next. So right methods of study, like sir was saying, bed is not a very, very, proposed place to study. You should have a proper fixed place to study, like a table, or even if you don't have a study table, sometimes a dining table is also a very good option, because it's like big and you can spread out all your notes and books and copies, everything. You should have a fixed learning time. So like I was saying, if you're studying at night, do that every night, because your cycle gets disturbed otherwise. एक दिन रात को पढ़ लिया, सुबह late उठा. So if you plan to sleep early that night, you will not get sleep, and your whole cycle is going to get disrupted. So whatever your timings are, उसको fix रहने दो. Preview your study topics, like what are you going to do today. Just know that, maybe just write it down, that these are the things I'm going to do today. Don't start your day aimlessly, तो फिर it's difficult to understand कि कितना cover कर पाओगे. Take small breaks. Kinesthetic learning, reading, watching YouTube पे sometimes देखना. Sometimes I'm saying, not that you watch everything on YouTube and it's not so much fruitful. Review and revise is definitely important. Whatever you study, at the end of the day, just revise it once, and also the next morning. That is also important, that how much you have remembered what you have studied yesterday. Next. So this is, I think, little critical, how to handle exam anxiety. I myself, I feel that I have been a very anxious student. Like I used to feel like pukish in the morning, my stomach used to pain, and I would faint. And like I still feel so. I feel very nervous before any exam, or even like the smallest of things. So let's see how we can handle those things. Next. So just we have to stay positive. That is one of the very, very important thing to work against anxiety, to work against any kind of panic attacks. Like students do have lot of anxiety issues sometimes, especially during the board exams, because it's something बहुत hyped है. Although it's not the end of the world, but still parents के लिए भी बहुत वो होता है कि अच्छा, my child is going to go for board exam for the first time, पता नहीं क्या ही है. All relatives will be asking कितना marks मिला है boards में. So like lot of societal pressure is there during the board exams. So of course this is going to affect you. You have to handle that in a positive way. Just know that this is going to pass, and we are just going to go through this phase. And do self positive talks, that I'm going to do this. Maybe my term one was not that great, pre boards was not that great, but boards may I will be doing good. So you have to convince yourself that good things are going to happen. I'm giving my best to my greatest of potential I'm doing, and it's going to work out for me. So you have to stay calm. And if you just fall sick with all these things, then it's going to affect you negatively. Next. So of course the opposite is going to not be stressed, tension nahi lena hai, saying no to negative self talks. So what if I can't do? What if I get all the questions which I have not prepared for? What if मेरा जो set आता है वो सबसे difficult वाला आता है? What if I get a very strict invigilator and I don't get to relax in the exam? So a lot of things come to your mind. What if load shedding ho jata hai and I cannot do at the end moment? So I failed in the last exam. What if I'm not going to pass this time? So just don't think about all that. Just keep all the negativities away from you in the coming couple of days. Next. So I'm going to share with you 2, 3 relaxation techniques, which is like really it helps during the exam. So it's not only during the exams, any time in your life, if you feel stressed, if you feel panicked, if you feel very, very scared and afraid, it can be like during a flight takeoff or any other situation also, it can really come handy to you. So what happens, you have to open your shoes and socks, just put your feet flat on the floor, okay? Hold the chair or whatever, the stool or the chair, wherever you're sitting, hold it underneath the chair, like with your hands, hold it, like I say, underneath the chair, hold the chair, and try to push your feet on the floor. Do that for 5 to 10 seconds, and then relax yourself and just maybe you're going to use your right hand during the exam to write, or the left hand if you're a lefty. Don't relax that muscle only. Otherwise, from head to toe, try to relax your whole body after that stretch. Why you're not going to relax the hand which you're going to write with? Because you're going to use it. So put all the strength on your hand where you're going to use it. Your brain you're going to use, and your hand you're going to use while writing during the exam. So try to relax your whole body and just bring all your strength in your right hand or whichever hand you're using for writing the exam. So you can do this in the exam hall itself if you really feel like feeling blank or बहुत टेंशन आ रहा है, तो ऐसे कर सकते हो एग्जाम हॉल में. नेक्स्ट. Two other methods, the palming method. So what you're going to do here is just take your hands, make a cup out of your palm, put it on your eyes, close your eyes, थोड़ा सा hard, like थोड़ा सा press करके, but not on your eyeballs, ऊपर से ऐसे. And then just imagine something very nice, something which gives you some soothing experience. Maybe something that you went to some sea beach, or you went to a hill station, or some good movie, or some scene which act like a river flowing. Anything that comes to your mind which makes your mind very, very soothing, which gives you a soothing experience. Just think of that, visualize that for 2 to 3 minutes, and then slowly open your eyes, and then accept that which environment you're in at the moment. And it might be the exam environment, it can be at home, sometimes at night also when everybody is sleeping, and you feel very anxious कि अभी 2 दिन में एग्जाम है, मैंने कुछ नहीं किया, मुझे बहुत डर लग रहा है. So just close your eyes for some time, and what happens, it will just navigate all your negative energy, all the weaknesses and all the fear and anxiety that you have in your mind. It's going to bring you to a different kind of mental state for that moment, and trust me, you're going to feel little better. And of course, deep breathing is another technique which also everybody uses during these kind of sessions when you do not feel good about the situation. So sit straight up in your chair, slowly inhale through your nose, try to fill your lungs, like physically try to feel it, that you're filling your lungs with the air, the upper part of the lungs. Hold your breath for some time, like few seconds. You can count to 5 in your mind, and muh se breathe out through your mouth. Wait for few seconds and repeat that until you feel better. Maybe you can do it 5 times, and then you can feel that there's a change in your mind, and then you can actually start answering the exam. All right. Next. Okay, so this is about taking a break. This is also very, very important. And it's not only like a short break. Sometimes you should also take a long break. So don't tell your parents that ऐसे मैम ने बोला है take a long break and मैं तो जा रही हूँ पठान देखने or something like that. I didn't mean such a long break. But you have to have some kind of looking forward to break. Okay, so that gives you a motivation to actually study well. So if you just think that अभी हाफ एन आवर पढ़ लिया 5 मिनट ब्रेक ले लिया फिर से हाफ एन आवर पढ़ लिया 5 मिनट दैट इज ऑफ कोर्स नीडेड दैट्स अ टाइप ऑफ ब्रेक but also have a like I said a looking forward to break like if you study for 2 days maybe then on Sunday evening you can go out and have momos something like that like a little longer break whatever you are interested in you should have something in your mind to look forward to next. So there are a few tech tips that I would like to give you because nowadays, students are really interested in these type of apps which help them to deal with all these exam pressure and these situations. Next. So there are some websites which can help you to make your templates, to make your plan, to have the schedule of your day, of the month and everything. Next. So I'll give some examples. So there's this app called Noisily. So what happens, every time you plan that you are going to not study today and you're going to study tomorrow, which is the day before the exam, some disturbance definitely happens. कहीं पे कोई जागरण हो गया. Some baby comes to the neighborhood and starts crying at night when you thought you'll study. Yeah, something or the other. There's some construction work going on. So through this app, what you can do, you can block all the noises, and it gives you a white noise. So some noise which helps you to concentrate better. So you can block certain noise which is distracting you. Also fitness is very important, so this is something that you can really look into because staying healthy before exams is really, really important. So with this app you can also keep a track of what you're eating, if you're eating right, you're not like excessive weight related things and all, but basic things like if you're eating right, you're not going to fall sick. Also, I'm going to mention one thing for girls especially. This is going to be of a help, like if you have a menstrual app. So if you know that your dates are going to come during the exam or just before the exams, you should be prepared. You should be prepared that you might have stomach pain and you won't be able to study for a certain number of hours. Keep that, grace period of time in your timetable, or like you have to be prepared for those days. Okay. Next. So these are some other apps which you can, of course, Microsoft OneNote is something that, you have a lot of other interesting apps like this where you can make your notes and everything. Clockwork Tomato is another very interesting app if you want to follow the Pomodoro Made Pretty. This is the format of time management. Like you work for 25 minutes, you take a 5 minutes break, 25 minutes, 5 minutes break, and then the fourth time you get a longer break of 30 minutes. So this is how it works. So every time you start a work, 25 minutes ke baad there's a beep and you know that you have to take a break. So you don't have to constantly keep a monitor, on the clock that do I need to take a break now, how much I've studied and all. And think Write Me, there are a lot of meditation related apps. So it's not always possible that somebody is there to guide you every time, every day. So you can have these kind of apps which really helps. You can listen to music, you can they can guide you with meditation, yoga, mindfulness, positivity. There are a lot of things which you have access to, like positive quotes you can read. There's some spiritual understanding. There's a lot of affirmation quotes, how to take a proper break, how can you utilize a break, how to calm yourself. Whatever your need is, it is addressed through these apps. Next. So I think this is the last part of it, how to deal with procrastination. This is what sir started the session with, that अभी नहीं, थोड़ी देर बाद करूंगा, आज नहीं कल करूंगा. So this is very, very common. We all do that. But अभी इतना time नहीं है to procrastinate. So maybe we can use these 9 tips to avoid procrastination. So first of all, we have to accept that we do procrastinate, and pick a good study location. So that is very important. If you are not in your study location, there's very high chance that you are going to procrastinate. So you are going to sit with your friends for longer time, you're going to sit with your mother, you're going to sit at the dining table, so everything gets delayed, so and so. Eliminate distractions. Of course, we address this a lot of times. Set your goals. Work with a study group. Now, this doesn't mean that you're going to sit with your friends and study, but having a certain connect, that planning with people, maybe your coaching friends or some intimate friends that you have, that we are going to complete this chapter today, we are going to do this test today. So what happens, there's a level of competition also, and also it's a positive competition, and there's a kind of pressure that everybody is doing, so I also should do, and I'm answerable at the end of the day कि अच्छा सबने किया मैंने नहीं किया. ठीक है. Reward yourself. Have something like whatever you feel like, maybe a chocolate or whatever you are interested in. Reward yourself after doing a hard day's work. Take a break. Hold yourself accountable. So this is very important. Don't give excuses like, because of this I couldn't do, because of this I couldn't study, right? So hold yourself accountable, so you are going to be answerable, and you are going to do that work. And the best way to deal with this is the use the 5 minute technique. So what is this 5 minute technique? Is when you just don't feel like doing something. जैसे कि हिस्ट्री मुझे बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं था, so I really avoided history. So this 5 minute technique is just promise yourself that I'm going to study this, I'm going to start this for 5 minutes only. So, what experiments say that if you start reading something for 5 minutes, you generally tend to continue it. You don't stop at 5 minutes, because 5 minutes is a very less amount of time. So, you just assure yourself that however bad this is, I'm just going to give my 5 minutes to it. So, in that way, what happens? You don't procrastinate in just opening the book itself. So, you open the book, you read that for 5 minutes, and then you get into the flow of doing the work. So, that is the best way how you deal with procrastination. So, any question if you want to ask? Otherwise, I think we have almost addressed all the topics that we had to address today. So Lata Rani says that I don't have enough time and I feel very stressed. This is very obvious. This is exactly what happens before exams. So you can follow all the things that we have mentioned of managing your time, how you can memorize, find out the time which is most productive for yourself, which time you can study the best. Give proper rest to your body. Sleep is very important. So don't deprive yourself of sleep. I spend almost the whole day studying. Is it all right? Because this is really frustrating sometimes. Of course not. If I mean, you have to complete your syllabus and everything, but studying whole day is like very stressful, and you should have your break. You should have your time to sleep, eat, and don't like eat and study together. Like your lunch and dinner, you should at least have proper, timing. Even if it is for 10-15 minutes, just relax and eat. Relax before like sleeping. Don't like sleep, go to sleep with study books. Itna mat karo. So what happens when you're studying, give your 100% to it, but have your own time for relaxation and sleeping. I think that is it. If Yeah.
So great. Thank you, Angna ma'am. You really shared a lot of things in a very simple to understand manner. And Janubia, he is also saying thank you for a simple and elaborate session.
Yeah. Thank you.
So मालती सारा दिन तो नहीं पढ़ना चाहिए यार. मतलब ऑनेस्टली मैं भी बहुत जैसे पढ़ाई पढ़ाकू वाला ऐसा मोटा चश्मा भी था. अब तो मैंने हाई इंडेक्स लगा लिया तो पता नहीं चलता. सो बट मालती सारा दिन तो नहीं करना चाहिए यार तुम्हें. मेरे हिसाब से मालती तुम्हें पता है ब्रेक्स ले लो बीच बीच में, तुम्हारा प्रोडक्टिविटी बढ़ जाएगी. सारा दिन करोगे मार्क्स नहीं आएंगे, ज़्यादा मार्क्स आ जाएंगे. बीच में ब्रेक ले लो. ब्रेक मतलब चले 1 घंटा किया, 5 मिनट का ब्रेक ले लिया. मैं उसे बोलता हूँ 10 मिनट वेकेशन टाइम. 10 मिनट वेकेशन. तो उस समय कुछ ऐसा कर लो, लाइट्स अप, इफ़ यू वांट गो एंड वाटर योर प्लांट्स, और जस्ट लुक आउटसाइड, और इफ़ यू लाइक टू डांस और cycle, or some small thing which is like good and energizing for you. और फिर वापस आके फिर बैठ गए। तो ऐसे तुमने 2 सेट्स लगा लिए या ढाई कर लिया, ढाई घंटा कर लिया, फिर एक लंबा ब्रेक ले लिया आधे घंटे का। तो ऐसे ब्रेक ले लेके करोगे तो कर सकते हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, तुम्हारा रिटेंशन बेटर हो जाएगा। या सो ऑल्सो मैंने पहले भी कहा था बट सम ऑफ यू जॉइन इन लेट, मतलब लार्जर कॉन्टेक्स्ट में एग्जाम से फ़र्क नहीं है यार, तुम्हारे कोई भी मार्क्स आएंगे उससे डिसाइड नहीं होगी ज़िंदगी कैसे चलेगी। सो योर ज़िंदगी माइट बी डिसाइड बाई कॉम्पिटिशन, बाय द वे यू स्पीक। मतलब मैंने इतना फिज़िक्स ऑनर्स किया, उसके बाद एमबीए किया, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है कि भाई मुझे फिज़िक्स ऑनर्स की वजह से बहुत सारा इनाम मिल गया लाइफ में, या फिर एमबीए की वजह से चलो ठीक है शुरू में जॉब्स मिली, लेकिन बाद में मैंने जो काम किया उसका तो कुछ लिंक ही नहीं था। तो मैं बहुत पेरेंट्स से पूछता हूँ तो बहुत सारे लोगों का ऐसा कोई लिंक नहीं होता। या सो माई अपील टू ऑल ऑफ यू इज़ गिव इट योर बेस्ट एंड लीव द रेस्ट। इफ़ यू बिलीव इन गॉड, एक तरह से सबमिट कर दो। वैसे भी हम गॉड को सबमिट करते हैं ना, अपना सबसे अच्छा करके और जस्ट सबमिट। हाँ, बिना मेहनत किए हुए मत करना, कहीं आ जाके कहो जितिन सर ने बोला है चलो मंदिर होके आते हैं और जो गॉड करेगा उतने मार्क्स आ जाएंगे, ये मत कर देना, नाम खराब मत कर देना मेरा। या हाँ मालती, ऐसे फेवरेट स्ट्रीम में कुछ नहीं होती, वैसे भी अभी सब सारे स्कूल्स को जो स्ट्रीम तुम्हें चाहिए देनी पड़ेगी, उनके पीछे पड़ोगे तो देनी पड़ेगी, डायरेक्टर एजुकेशन ने बोला हुआ है सबको। तो ऐसा कोई स्कूल मना नहीं करेगा कि नंबर कम आए, ऐसा है। और ये बस ये सोच के बायो मत ले लेना कि मेरा मैथ्स अच्छा नहीं है। अभी बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट बायो ले लेते हैं, लेकिन फिजिक्स में डबल मैथ्स आता है, तो कॉमर्स विद मैथ्स में कम मैथ्स है कंपेयर टू बायो पीसीबी। या तो अभी इसीलिए समाज सोसाइटी में समाज ने साइंस को इतना ऊपर उठा रखा है। ऐसा कुछ है नहीं, बाद में बहुत सारे लोग कॉमर्स या ह्यूमैनिटी साइड में जाते हैं। तो उसके लिए मेरा और पूरा वीडियो देख लो, लाइक यूट्यूब पर माय चैनल, ये वाला वीडियो भी अपलोड करेंगे, फ्रेंड्स के साथ शेयर करो, एंड यू कैन चेक आउट माय वीडियो ऑन यूट्यूब ऑन स्ट्रीम चॉइस फॉर 10th क्लास। ओके। शुभम गौतम, तुम्हारी तो मैं जान निकालूंगा, तुम कितना डेली कितना गेम खेलते था? थोड़ा टाइम खेल लो, अगर तुम 4 घंटे खेल रहे थे आधा घंटा खेल लो अभी। तो मतलब ऐसे नहीं है कि तुम्हें ये तुम कहीं वो तो नहीं हो रहे, मम्मी साथ में बैठी है उन्हें सुनाने के लिए तो नहीं बोल रहे, मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है, डाउट है मुझे तुम्हारे पास शुभम गौतम। या बट एनीवे थोड़ा बहुत खेल सकते हो यार, ऐसी कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है। सारा कुछ प्लान करो ना कि अभी इतने दिन बचे हैं, एक दिन पहले का छोड़ दो, बाकी दिन में ये चीज़ इतने इतना टाइम में कर सकता हूँ। अपने आप को अगर तुम्हारा वो चीज़ कर लेते हो आज तो रिवार्ड कर दो 1 घंटे खेल के। या गीता कौशिक, मुझे बता देना, आई कम, आई हैव गॉट गन्स विद मी, आई कम एंड शूट द स्कूल, डोंट वरी अबाउट इट। या आई एम वेरी पावरफुल, आई जस्ट कम एंड शूट। भावना रवि शर्मा इज सेइंग सर आई अप्लाइड मैथ्स के साथ ई कॉमर्स कर सकते हैं क्या? ई कॉमर्स करना है तो मैथ्स में खूब इंटरेस्ट होना चाहिए। सो वैसे तो मेरे हिसाब से करना ही नहीं चाहिए, तो मैं मैथ्स हमारा अच्छा नहीं लग रहा मुझे। बट कुछ जगह जैसे एमआईटी एक दो जगह कर सकते हैं प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूशन में, बाकी जगह तो नहीं कर सकते। अल्फिया अल्फिया, oh, you got a 1 hour break from watching a video. Yeah, that's a good attitude. Good. Keep smiling, Alfia. You'll do well. Very good. शुभम गौतम, 3 घंटे सोचो, मतलब तुमने 3 3 घंटे कितने उड़ाए हैं सोचो। उसके अलावा भी तुमने फ्रेंड्स के साथ उड़ाए होंगे, व्हाट्सएप पर, इंस्टाग्राम में रील देख देख के। शुभम गौतम, इफ़ यू कम इन फ्रंट ऑफ मी आई जस्ट पकड़ो। सो अभी शुभम सीरियसली कर लो यार, तुम्हारी अपनी लाइफ के लिए, इट्स नॉट फॉर पेरेंट्स, पेरेंट्स बोलते रहते हैं, लेकिन तुम्हारी अपनी लाइफ के लिए यार जितना करोगे उतना अच्छा है। यू कैन चेक आउट मोर वीडियोस ऑन यूट्यूब गाइस, आज ही देख लो, ओपन अप कर लो एंड सब्सक्राइब इट, एंड माय इंस्टाग्राम इज जितिन चावला करियर गुरु। आई डू लॉट ऑफ इंस्टा लाइव्स विद गुड पीपल जिन्होंने अच्छा काम किया। मानसी सहगल मेरी स्टूडेंट है, डीटीयू से इंजीनियरिंग कर रही थी, जब आई बीच में मैंने उसे एक्टिंग के लिए, मतलब उसका मन था तो एक्टिंग के लिए कहा, पापा को भी बोला। सो शी इज़ फाइनली एन शी इज़ एन एक्टर, शी इज़ जस्ट गॉट अ साउथ इंडियन मूवी, और मेरे ख्याल 50 60 से ज़्यादा उसे मॉडलिंग असाइनमेंट में मिल गए। चेक आउट मानसी सहगल। या सोनिका को तो स्कूल has kicked out 3 months बिफोर बोर्ड्स। विच स्कूल इज इट सोनिका? कौन सा स्कूल है तुम्हारा, मुझे भी बताओ। 3 महीने ऐसे कहाँ हो सकता है, मजाक कर रही हो तुम लोग बहुत मस्ती करते हो, मतलब आई कैन सी दैट। संस्कृति, मोबाइल हटा दो, तुम्हारा सब कंसंट्रेशन ठीक हो जाएगा। यू कैन गिफ्ट मी योर मोबाइल, तुम सब लोग मुझे गिफ्ट भेज दो, तो आज मेरे पास अभी 46 लोग देख रहे हैं, 46 मोबाइल तो हो ही जाएंगे। दैट्स माई स्टोरी। देन आई सेल ऑल योर मोबाइल्स, I'll go and buy a part of an island in Philippines. That's my story. Okay. Oh, NKBPS Dwarka. I used to visit there earlier. एक्चुअली NKBPS रोहिणी तो बुलाता है, द्वारका बोलो अपने टीचर से, बुलाते क्यों नहीं है? पहले तो बहुत बुलाते थे हम लोगों को, बट अभी काफ़ी टाइम से बुलाया नहीं है। हमारे पीछे हॉल में करते थे जिसका अकाउस्टिक सिस्टम थोड़ा हिला हुआ है, या और भी कुछ कुछ। चलो एनीवे गाइस, विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट एंड जस्ट चेक आउट आवर वीडियोस, करियर्स में भी काफ़ी हेल्प मिलेंगे। अभिजीत दास, DY पाटिल ठीक है। मालती इज ऑल्सो फ्रॉम NKB। तो बुलाओ यार, वहाँ पर 11th में करेंगे तुम लोग, या स्ट्रीम चॉइस पेरेंट्स स्टूडेंट्स की एक बड़ी वर्कशॉप करते हैं। टॉक टू योर स्कूल। या अभिजीत ठीक है, कॉलेज बुरा नहीं है, DY पाटिल। सो अमंग्स प्राइवेट कॉलेज इट इज़ गुड। मणिपाल एकेडमी भी देख लो, शिवनाथर भी देख लो, ये सब अच्छे हैं। सोनिका, लाइक आई डोंट नो, अब तो तुम लोग 10th वाले लोग एग्जाम देके 11th में आ जाओगे, देन वील डू इट। 11th 12th आई डू ऑल वर्कशॉप्स, 10th 11th 12th, so I can do all combined also. I like public speaking. Okay guys, I need to go. I'm somebody's sitting here. This is my boss. Bye guys. Bye bye. Be in touch. Take care. Wish you all the best for your exams.